Wondering about the specifics about the Snap 3 Pro? Let's get into it. Here are some timestamps. First off, how it actually works. So you just take it out of the package, you just slap it on the back of any phone or any case. To get into grip mode, just take any point along the edge here and just pry it open with your finger, and then insert your fingers so the fingers fall into this nice little V groove on either side. As you'll see, it rotates super nicely. Fun little fidget spinner there. And then to make it into a stand, you just take this cap and you rock it like this, and you push the back or the bottom of the cap as far as it will go until it stops. It will click into place. And then just set it down. You have a nice sturdy stand, and make sure you rotate this to where it's not like this, but like this. The next question we usually get is how durable is it? And we really focused a lot on durability. These hinges or these arms are made out of a polypropylene material using what we call living hinges. And we've rated this up and down motion to over 2 million cycles, which is an enormous amount of time or amount of cycles you can actually use this without it failing. And we built a specialized machine for this that tests these things over and over again. The next thing is the cap, which this pull force is something people get concerned about. So we made this little jig right here that shows how durable that actually is. This thing is actually rated for 30 pounds before the plastic or any part of the assembly will fail. And so this is about 15 pounds of rocks, supported purely by the cap and the arms. And so I can fully suspend this indefinitely, and it will not break. And so, I mean, this is quite heavy. And so it's quite durable from that perspective. And so we've really done the work to make sure this thing is going to be very durable, even though it may not appear like it at first glance, but we promise it'll last. And the reason why it feels the way it does is because we had to shoot for this exceptionally thin bar of 2.5 millimeters of total thickness, and we couldn't use any metal on the inside of this circle because any metal will interfere with wireless charging. And remember, this is the only grip that you can put on top of any phone or case and use wireless MagSafe chargers just fine. And so really we had to make certain concessions with materials and assembly to make sure that it was durable, and it was comfortable, and it would still wirelessly charge and be incredibly thin. So when installing your Snap 3 Pro for the first time, it's really important to know that it must go directly over the wireless charging coil in the phone. So on non-MagSafe phones like Androids and iPhone 11 and earlier, the coil is usually in the direct center of the phone, both horizontally and vertically. Because the magnets in the grip need to go perfectly around the wireless charging coil itself. So what you need to do is just when you put it on the phone, just kind of aim to be as centered as possible and just give it a final press. And now your MagSafe phone or your Android phone can work with MagSafe batteries or MagSafe wallets. And now you have a totally way cooler phone. But for anything MagSafe, like iPhone 12 and up, the magnets in the phone align with the magnets in the grip. The same thing applies for any MagSafe case. But even in this case is not a MagSafe case, but it's fairly thin. And so if you hold the grip over it, you can still kind of feel the magnet start to pull at it. And then when you get roughly in the middle, you just let go, and it'll automatically find center and mount. And then you can use wireless MagSafe chargers directly onto the phone or any sort of MagSafe stand like our Snap stand here, or any battery or other mount that is MagSafe. And that's the beauty of the Snap 3 Pro. The next question we get often is, what does it stick to? How does it stick? How does it mount to various phones and cases? This uses a reusable adhesive on the bottom. And the reason we use adhesive is so it can stick to MagSafe and non-MagSafe phones or cases and go on things like MagSafe mounts, chargers, and accessories without pulling the grip off the phone. Dale here, I just forgot one thing regarding reusability of the adhesive. If you're using it directly on a glass phone like this, it is reusable. You can pop this on and it'll reasonably easily come off, and you can reuse this as many times as you want. If you're using it on a phone case, especially a hard plastic phone case like this, it sticks so well to it that getting it off is actually quite a challenge. You can get it off, but as you can see, it sticks a lot better than directly to the phone. If you leave this on for a week or two, it's gonna bond so well that removing it will probably damage the adhesive. And you can buy adhesive replacement kits from our website, so the grip itself will be fine, but if you wanna switch it from a hard plastic case to some other case, you'll just have to replace the adhesive. We had to make sure that this thing would stick really well to all things, including slippery glass phones and every case you can imagine, and that's why we did it this way. So I hope that helps. In any case, if you need to remove the grip, you just grab any standard credit card and you just kind of pop it underneath at an angle and it just pops the grip off. The adhesive is still quite tacky and I can reuse this as many times as I want. If it ever starts to sort of wear out and the adhesive doesn't feel very tacky anymore, you can just take normal isopropyl alcohol and a little cloth and just kind of wipe it down, wipe the adhesive down, and it'll reinvigorate the adhesive back to like we just got it out of the package, and it'll be super sticky again. And last, but certainly not least, the entire outer ring of the Snap 3 Pro is fully magnetic, which means you can use it to mount directly to gym equipment or your refrigerator, which is super duper handy. However, the camera bump on the iPhone 13 and 14, especially the 14, are so tall and the Snap 3 Pro is so thin that in some cases it might interfere with its ability to stick well. It really depends a lot on the surface you're sticking to. It varies wildly based on surface texture and material. So if you run into that, you can just make sure that the camera bump is hanging off the edge, like in the case of a piece of gym equipment, for example. But it's sort of like a large flat surface, like a refrigerator. You can't quite do that. It won't quite hold because it's interfering with the camera bump. We make this handy dandy snap mount, which also uses a highly reusable nano adhesive that you can stick to any surface and now mount it however you want, because the magnets are super strong and makes your magnets in your phone, your MagSafe interface, even stronger than it already is.